Flow of the fight, Inoue versus Nery. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the adjustments that Inoue was able to make to wind up coming out on top. Now, the fight started off with both of them throwing haymakers and bombs. It started off really quickly, jumping on the line, throwing big, hard shots. And one of the things that happened, Nery getting on the line with his jab here, jumping on the line here. Notice the left hand that catches Inoue, or that catches Nery here from Inoue. This is one of the most important punches of the fight for defense from Inoue. Inoue likes to block punches, or rather attack with his left hand going backwards and more his right hand kind of going forwards. And we're going to kind of talk about that and what effect it had on the fight. But because there's a gap in between when Nery throws his jab and when the two comes, he's able to get caught here because of that kind of pendulum style, that rhythm, that kind of jumping in that he kind of has to do. Jab, and as he's penduluming, he kind of comes down here. He kind of gets under that shot here, and Inoue kind of misses it. And Nery's able to jump on his line and kind of throw a shot here, and then kind of follow it up in a little chasing Inoue. Now that's really important because Inoue was generally pretty decent about not allowing Nery to get on his line. Now check it out. After this rear hand comes, look at how he kind of pendulums forward, and a lot of people call this move a dart, what he's about to do after. And it's in this moment here, right, where Inoue is not really fighting, but normally he's moving, he's getting off the line. It's in these moments that Nery was able to chase Inoue down here, chasing him here, following him. Again, we saw him penduluming off the line. And this time he kind of sits on the line here. Notice his guard's not really up, but he kind of like bumps into Inoue. And Nery kind of recognizes this. And I want to say that just because the fact that Nery is not really punching and Inoue is not really punching, they both kind of realize this at the same time. Okay, they realize that, oh well, Nery is kind of penduluming forward. Sometimes he comes off from the rear hand and he darts forward and doesn't do anything. Sometimes he comes off with the leaping cross and lands and doesn't have any follow-ups. And all this plays a huge part in the fight and the development. But he jumps on his line, throws this shot, and watch as he's using this momentum. He's shifting forward. He's trying to get off the line of the dart here. And Inoue tries to attack him with the left hook to kind of follow up and take up that space. It's really important that you don't just let your opponent jump around and fly around. So attacking Nery as close to the end of that rear hand as you can to make it more dangerous for him to throw it is very important. Now, I do want you to pay attention to the fact that he's already thrown the shot. He's landed here. He's re-pendulumed, so it's not like it's really close. But because everything is happening so fast, it is very important that you start tying that loose end up really quickly. Now, again, jumping on the line, pendulum, getting on the line with the two, and then again, Inoue trying to counter him, trying to push him off the line, and trying to prevent him from feeling comfortable jumping on his line by trying to counter those shots. Now, pushes Inoue off of his line with the jab here, and then Inoue goes off the line, and he's going to try to get back on the line. And now Nery's going to jump on his line with the jab, the pendulum, into the two here. And Inoue didn't really have any control of the space. His back was basically against the ropes. He's getting into this position. And now they both wind up in this position where they're like, okay, nobody really did anything last time. Okay, and Inoue kind of shoves him, makes a little space, lands a left hook here. Really nice shot. And then gets kind of cracked and goes down for the first time in his career. Okay, now, I don't think he was actually hurt. Watch his feet as he throws this left hand here. Both of his feet come up off the ground. You know, obviously you don't want to be doing that if you don't have to, right? But when he throws his rear hand here, you can see that very likely his feet were both going to be coming up off the ground as well. And that's most likely why he kind of goes down here. Even though he does get kind of smacked with a good shot, when they both kind of get into that position where they were both really close to each other, you know, Inoue looked to take advantage of that shot because, again, they were kind of bodying up. And it's an interesting tension because normally when you get that close to somebody in a fight, what do people do? They tie up, they grab. But in this new world of boxing where it's not legal to hold, it's not legal to duck below the waist, because Floyd Mayweather's not paying all the referees, paying all the judges. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Wait. Is it legal? Oh, God. Look at this little spider monkey right here grabbing. The best description of somebody holding I've ever heard was holding on to him like an octopus. It was really funny. But this is illegal. And I want you guys to make sure that you understand that it's especially illegal after you knock your opponent down. You just hurt him and now he's allowed to cheat to survive. You're not allowed to cheat normally when you're not hurt, but you get to cheat when you are hurt. Anyway, it doesn't last very long, okay, which is fine. Another one of those little things that kind of showed that Inoue was just a little bit too strong for Nery, that he could just, octopus and hold him here. Now, a little bit of regular defense. Jab, pendulum, 2. Look at this Pernell Whitaker shit here. Look at this. Took one shot. Pretty good. Next Pernell Whitaker for sure. But he's going to make some adjustments. Now, again, jumping on his line kind of has him hurt, throwing shots. And now, this shot here, when he jabs, he's going to be trying to sew up some space. Okay, this is really, really, really important because he wasn't able to stop Nery from attacking him after trying to counter the rear hand, right? He would let Nery throw the rear hand, and that's what allowed Nery to get so close and get on his line and basically go 50-50 with them, right? And I don't even want to say 50-50 because Inoue landed the first punch. He landed the left hook from there on the chin while they were in close. He was advantaged right there, and he wound up getting hit second and losing the sequence and going down. So now he makes a little bit of an adjustment, and he's going to start attacking his opponent's jab now. Okay, this is very, very, very important. It's going to have a very profound effect on the fight. But as he's coming forward now, real quick, jumps on his line again. And again, with the bad defense and stuff, it's very, very, very difficult. This is how the fight happens, right? This is what happens if you're not moving your head, if you're not blocking punches, if you're not ducking below the waist and holding. This is what the fight looks like. It's dangerous. It's crazy. There's a lot going on. But that's boxing. Now, another adjustment that Inoue made in the second round, he came out and he started immediately trying to land his jab. Remember the first sequence I showed you guys? He just used the jab to jump on the line to throw the 2. He is going to throw the 2 in this sequence here too, as well. But in the second round, he started making adjustments and he started actually throwing the stepping jab to kind of land it and to kind of push Nery off of his line, not allow Nery to get to the front foot so he could develop the momentum to jump on his line to put him in a similarly dangerous position. Okay, so very, very, very important adjustment. Now, as Nery tries to jump on his line, watch him use this jab, and he starts to pendulum, look at him in the air, and Inoue cracks him in the middle of his pendulum before he can get lead foot dominance. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shot. And it's fascinating because I talked about this when Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko, and he used the uppercut, and I said that the straight right hand is probably better. He's probably still going to use up. And a lot of people have been trying to use the uppercut because of Teofimo Lopez. And it's very fascinating because it's like the worst one to try to throw. But Teofimo Lopez is an excellent striker, so he's going to get away with more holes and more this. But here he is. Inoue is catching him in the middle of the air with a rear hand while he's penduluming and trying to get onto his line. Now, penduluming, using that kind of karate bouncing to get on the line, pushing him off the line again. Jab, and he's trying to pendulum, countering that move again with a left cross here. Now, he's going to do it again, and again, very, very consistent. Here's a left hook, countering this, and this is what I thought was going to be the most important move of the fight, was Inoue's ability to control space and keep him from penduluming on him with that hook right there. And I was right. You guys could check out my Fouts boxing breakdowns, the pre-fight breakdown for this fight. But it kind of predicted this fight, basically to a T. Now, made some adjustments, started being able to keep Nery off the line, and now look at how far Nery is, right? He doesn't want Inoue to get close enough to stepping jab him. He doesn't want Inoue to get close enough to 1-2 him. So now he has to stay out this far, which makes it even easier when he does decide to come in for Inoue to counter him. He has even more space. I know he didn't get him here, right? But look at Inoue follow up on that shot. Boom, boom, and then jumping on his line, landing a rear hand again. Again, just some small adjustments for Inoue, having a massive, massive impact on the fight. Now again, penduluming on him, running, and actually landing that counter, doing a decent job here, picking him off as he kind of pendulums forward and shifts forward off that rear hand, boom, and then comes up, catches him with a good shot, and that actually winds up being the first knockdown. Okay, now if you get hit when you're penduluming and your feet are coming up off the ground, you usually go down. Okay, you usually go down, just like Inoue. I don't think Inoue was really hurt the first time he went down. I don't think that Nery was very hurt either. Boom, beautiful shot, alienating him from his pendulum step. And this is the exact same timing that Errol Spence was beaten up by Crawford with. Now, coming on the line, starting to open up, starting to land some good shots. Mr. Inoue is. And this sequence here kind of encapsulates the whole fight here. Nery's going to try to jump on his line here. Boom. Gets countered here. Bop. As he's penduluming onto the line. And then Inoue jumps on his line 1, 2, and cracks him with a good shot. And this was basically the whole flow of the fight. Once Inoue got dropped, he did a really, really good job of disrupting Nery, catching him in between his shots, and then just being so fast with his offense that the lack of defense from Nery was just too much for him to overcome. Now, I included this sequence here. He just moves under the line here, high guard. Very unusual to see Luis Nery with a high guard, in my opinion, but because the left hand was not open, he's got the high guard up. Inoue goes in with the rear hand instead and cracks him with a really good shot. Now, this is the last clip that I got here. Again, chasing him around. Not a lot of success. Jumps on his line with the 1-2. And basically, it was just this through the course of the rest of the fight. He drops him a couple more times. And it was a pretty great performance from Inoue. He, after the knockdown, it just looked like he was allowing Nery to get kind of too close to him, and I don't know if it was just bad warm up or what, or if he just didn't respect his power. He's just like, nah, I'm the dangerous one. But I was pretty surprised to see Inoue go down. To be honest, pretty surprised. Mm. And not at all surprised to see Nery get basically knocked out. The last punch was very, very, very good. It was some brutal shots. It was a pretty good fight. It was uh, I would say for the weekend's fights, it was a better fight than Canelo versus Munguia. Munguia Canelo was a good fight too, but it did feel like both of them were taking time resting during the rounds when they should be fighting. And then Canelo the whole time refusing to rest in between rounds. No, whatever that was about. But um yeah, it was a good fight. Good adjustments from Inoue. Um it doesn't get much cleaner after the first knockdown. It doesn't get much cleaner of a fight. Um, Again, Inoue is pretty good. He's a machine. He's pretty fast. He's in pretty good shape. He's pretty strong. Um, and you're not going to just be taking Inoue's shots all night. Uh, but but yeah, Nery's lack of defense is just kind of tailor made for someone who, when they get freaked out, they're just going to throw big bombs on the line. And yeah, so um, so is Inoue going to fight Figueroa next? Oh man, I think that would be a sick fight. Um, yeah. Anyway, if you guys are interested and you guys want to watch the full fight, check it out on my Patreon. It's a free 7-day trial. And the Canelo fight is on there. We watched that. We watched a bunch of film on a bunch of fights. We're going to watch a few more fights on that card as well. But the whole Inoue versus Nery fight will be on there with full film study and commentary and stuff too. So check it out. And if you guys want private coaching, check out my Patreon. It's $50 to sign up. $50 a month. And you will get better every time you send in videos. You will get better. You will learn something. I will teach you how to get better. It's not just you're going to send in videos. Okay, now work hard and do this drill. No, you're going to learn something. You're going to get better. Um, and yeah, it'll be fun. So anyway, see you guys.